What's good, y'all? This your boy Black at G92. Now, for this afternoon, I'm going to do a reaction to a recent video that Stevie Knight posted on his Night Talk channel, and this is his coverage of the mass shooting that took place at Robb Elementary School, which is in Uvalde, Texas, which is a small town, a few miles away from San Antonio. And I've already read up on it like all throughout yesterday on Twitter, Facebook, and it's very sad, man. It's very sad that all those kids like just got their lives taken. The teachers that were caught in the crossfire trying to protect them were also gone. Like that's sad, and it is sick how how a young man would just like freaking take them out like that. That's just crazy. That's just insane, man. I can never understand that shit for real. I don't care what you're going through. Like no one deserves to get killed, man. Like that. I don't care what is it that you got going on in your life, man. Like you shouldn't take out on like no one said people have nothing to do with why you're hurting, like for real. Because I read up on like the shooter's background when they reported it like on social media and such, and I was like, that's no excuse at all. And the parents should have did something way before he even thought about it, doing something like that for real. And I might do a reaction to other videos like covering this because it's insane, man. And I'm still gonna like speak on the Buffalo mass shooting that took place at that grocery store. I'm still gonna speak on that sometime later and probably do a reaction to like Knight's take on the whole thing, which I already know he's gonna give his like uncensored, authentic thoughts on it and everything. It's based on the title, of course. I guess on the title as well as a hashtag. Like, dude, gonna mean business on this whole in this take right here, as we all should for real, because this can't go on, man. Something gotta be done. I honestly don't know the answer to it, but anyway, I'm going to see like what this reaction, not reaction, but what this video is going to look like in about 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Steve Eager. The news out of Uvalde, Texas is awful. 19 children murdered at their elementary school 2 days before summer vacation. The school was specifically for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th graders. 2 teachers are also dead. So is the killer after a shootout with police. Investigators think he shot and wounded his grandmother to start it all. Uvalde is about 80 miles west of San Antonio.
And that's the sick part. I also know the sick part about it. He shot his own grandmother, like, before he did all that. It's insane. It's the same when you think about it, like how someone can be that far gone, they'll just shoot at their own grandmother. And not to mention kill all those kids. Like, I mean, one sick person to do that.
Fox 4's David Sintendry starts our coverage. He's in Dallas with the update, David.
Yeah, Steve, at least 21 people killed by the school shooter, 19 of them children. There's so many unanswered questions tonight. What led up to this shooting? What was the motive? Questions we hope to get answered throughout this investigation. But in the meantime, there are many families tonight grieving following yet another school shooting. Tearful parents leaving a reunification center, hoping to be reunited with their children, hoping to not receive devastating news.
We have not gotten one phone call from her, and her phone is off.
This woman trying to find her 10-year-old niece.
I'm just praying that my little one is okay.
The death toll increasing. Children and adults ambushed inside Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas.
And there are families who are in mourning right now, and the state of Texas is in mourning with them for the reality that these parents are not going to be able to pick up their children.
Texas DPS says the gunman, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos, shot his own grandmother Tuesday, later ditching a vehicle outside the school before entering the school and shooting indiscriminately.
The suspect was able to make entry into the school and started shooting children, teachers, anybody that was in his way. He started shooting every single person.
The Texas Department of
Something should have been done to prevent him from even getting closer inside the school, man. Security was lacking that day, for real. And I also read somewhere on Twitter that they waited 43 minutes while the shooting was going on before they even responded. That's also some shit I don't get neither. Like, y'all the cops are supposed to save people. You know what I mean? Why y'all just go into school and save those kids? There probably been less casualties.
Safety says he used a rifle and wore body armor. Cell phone video shows first responders rushing to the scene. They were immediately met by gunfire.
Several officers were shot, and at that time we did have a tactical law enforcement team arrive on scene who were actually able to make entry, and the suspect then returned fire to that actual tactical team, in which a suspect was then shot and is now deceased.
And we are not actively looking for another individual or any other suspects in this case.
Following a brief statement from the school district's chief of police, the district superintendent fought back tears.
Again, my heart was broken today. We're a small community, and we will need your prayers to get us through this.
We're now learning about one of the victims, Eva Morales, a fourth grade teacher with nearly 20 years in education experience who'd been working at Robb Elementary for 5 years. Her school bio says she's married to a Uvalde Community ISD officer, and she also leaves behind an adult daughter. Names of teachers and their classes are written on a board outside the Reunification Center in Uvalde. Family members helplessly hoping their loved ones are safe.
I want to tell myself that she's okay, and I'm going to keep telling myself that she's okay and she's going to come home.
I win easier, faster, and more often than 99% of other entrepreneurs because of this.
And we are still awaiting multiple news conferences from the investigating agencies, including the FBI. At this point, we only heard those news conferences earlier from the school district and some local agencies, including the superintendent of the school district. So again, Steve, plenty of questions still to be answered tonight.
There's no way I could have came up here and just posted another reaction to something that don't matter or is definitely not as important as this, man. Like, everybody needs to stop what they doing. If you're unaware, if you're still aware, and keep your attention focused on this, man. It's surreal. It's terrifying. We living in a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the kids. It's the children. It's the kids. It's the children. If you can't expect to think that your children will be safe within the confines of a public school education environment, on top of everything else we're dealing with right now. What is this, like the third mass shooting we've had in a few weeks? Like, the society is just fucking, it's been going down the drain, but it can't get much worse than this. Kids, children, and me being a new father, those of y'all that are parents, like, could you imagine experiencing that? Ah, man, I'm like, there's a thumbnail in front of me, there's the grid in front of me with the other thumbnails to watch, and they're showing pictures of the...
More about those children and the teachers. The first was fourth grade teacher Eva Morales. You see there, the wife of a police officer and a mother. She was a running enthusiast and part of the school district for 17 years. Also confirmed teacher Irma Garcia, who was married with 4 children. All of the other victims inside the school believed to be fourth graders, only 10 and 11 years old, including 10-year-olds Xavier Lopez and Avia Bravo. 13 children were rushed to their local memorial hospital.
Ah, man, I wouldn't, that was rough to see. That was rough to see.
Tell me about it.
These is kids we talking about, man. And we can sit here and you know, backseat quarterback what should have taken place. No, fuck that. We need to get into it. I mean, I am a believer that it's not the gun that kills people, it's people that kills people.
Facts.
And we need to tighten down on these clamps as far as people being able to retain weapons. I know there'll always be outlets to get it in the black market, off the streets. But as far as legitimately purchasing the gun, they need to tighten the screws. And I'm very aware that the senators are twiddling their thumbs as far as passing these background investigations for all gun sellers. Because the shooter purchased that rifle the day before. With that being said, we need to just have schools policed at this point. I know the chances of that happening again are few and far between, but it don't matter. The fact that it happened once and children's lives were taken. You know, all these
they had a chance to like live a life. You know what I mean? They're still young and like growing, and this get taken out like that. That's just always just that still like bothers me about this whole thing, man. And as far as the whole background checks thing, I mean, I say it's a something to look into. You know what I mean? Because some people out here don't need access to them, like for real. I mean, when I say that, I mean folks that clearly don't have ulterior motives, but then again, folks can just lie through the applications and everything. So that's gonna be a whole another can of worms right there. That's gonna be complicated. So that's one thing we can do is just make sure that people like the fucker that shot those kids like don't get access to firearms. You know what I mean? And also the parents do something. You know what I mean? If your kid that's becoming an adult, like, you know what I mean? If something wrong with that person, get them checked out for real. So more incidents won't happen. I mean, for real. Some gotta happen. Some gotta change about this shit, man.
All these schools, all these campuses need to be policed. There needs to be armed officers securing schools at all times. Shit, metal detectors that you find in schools. It don't matter, bro. Like, don't let this go in one ear and out the other, man. You can't. Don't become numb to this. You can't get numb to this. It's fucking children. You leave the children alone, bro. And the fact, and I don't give two fucks of why this man felt the need to do what he did, whether he was mentally unstable. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter. It does not matter. You leave the fucking kids alone. There's no reason why anybody should go on a goddamn campus and mow children down. Mow children down. An 18-year-old mowing children down. 19 children, 2 teachers. What the hell the school had to do with you? You know what I mean? It would make more sense you take your animosity out on somebody who did some shit to you. You're going to go to the most innocent place, the most innocent location, and take down children? How are parents supposed to feel? On top of everything else that's going on in the schooling environment, education environment, where you're worried about what your child is receiving, now you got to worry about his fucking safety? I can't imagine what this parents is going through to know that your child was frightened like that, had to sit there and think about what they were thinking, the pain that they felt, probably wanting to be near their parent, the fact that they feel not safe, the fact that they're seeing what they're seeing. The other children are probably scarred for life. Not probably, they are scarred for life from whomever had the experience that see what took place as a child. Well, you can't get numb to this. You can't get numb to this. I mean, we shouldn't be getting numb to this shit, period. But you can't get numb to this. This shit don't happen. This shit should never happen. You know, changes need to be made to fucking fix this shit, rectify it. But we here right now. We need to feel this shit. We need to deal with this shit. This shit needs to be top news indefinitely. Fuck all this other shit that don't matter. This is what the fuck we need to be focused on. Them was fucking children, man. Made me sick to my stomach, made me pissed, like I want to just...
I'm with you on that, man. Even though I have kids,
I didn't know what the hell this video was going to be, but this is just to bring more attention to it, create awareness for those who are not informed, even though I find that hard to believe that you don't know about this, but you don't know about this. You know it now. Feel this shit. Let this shit sit with you, man. It could easily happen again tomorrow, the next day, the day after, the day after, the day after. Anyway, man, y'all be safe out there.
Oh, we definitely will, Stevie, man. Shit. Some wise words, man. And like you said before, man, the security need to be tightened in that motherfucker, for real. So these incidents won't happen again, and have cops that are going to respond on time, because it shouldn't have even got to that point. I mean, hell, like you said, metal detectors at that school if need be. Unfortunately, boy. And I got a lot more to say about this, but I'm not gonna have this video go way too long than it needs to. I'm just gonna just end it like this, man. my heart goes out to recipe. Well, calls out to all the families and the friends that had to lose their loved ones in this tragedy, man, because they the ones that's suffering. That's really suffering right now. So I just hope they just get through it. That's the only thing I'm gonna say on that. And I gonna say I just gonna pray that people online just don't get into this whole like debate over like what's the best solution, dick measuring contest, which unfortunately these tragedies tend to lead into. You know what I mean? Let's just hope that folks are more concerned about the family and what they can be done to prevent these school shootings, like the best way instead of just this nonsense that don't matter. You know what I mean? And because like I said before, there were kids that lost their lives. You know what I mean? In the most fucked up ways, and those kids the kids that survive gonna be scarred for life. You know what I mean? They're gonna need a lot of attention to get through this. You know what I mean? And they will never forget it. So let's hope people just focus on that instead of the extras that don't matter. You know what I mean? That's gonna take away from the situation. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. If you want me to react to more videos like this, be sure to post in the comment section below. And if it's your first time watching this reaction video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button as well. And be sure to hit me up on, be sure to follow me on my social media accounts, which you post in the description box below. This is your boy Black G92, about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace. And P.S. Everybody stay safe out there, man. Shit getting crazy out.